From the newcomers, my name is Enric Pedrós, as you were introducing me. So I represent the cluster of agricultural machinery. I would like to take the new opportunity to congratulate the organizer, the PIC members, and also the host, Carlos and Susana, for the new for the good agenda you prepared for us. I think it was very useful for all of us, particularly for me, all the three presentations of this morning. We are very interested in this kind of FP7 and FP8 projects. So I have to apologize for my presentation. Maybe it's the first time you know someone with some presentation without presentation, because I didn't bring anyone with me, so please don't record this. But I can imagine that Susana put me in the agenda because he asked me to give some idea for some projects. And in the same presentation I did yesterday in FEMAC, I mentioned this idea of project. Okay. So first of all, we are a market orientation cluster. Okay. So we are not a research-driven cluster. Must be clear, because we are much more focused in develop solutions for the markets. We are more focused in spreading our export sales, our presence overseas, more than to research itself. Okay? The major number of members of our clusters are companies. Okay. So I took a look over the draft of this KBB that gently Susana sent it to me, and looking at all the topics, I realized that for our nature, we only can fit in this one. Okay. Why we decided to propose to the present clusters this Latin America Partnering Initiative on Sustainable Biodiversity in Agriculture. First of all, as you could see in our goal, we do everything, we innovate for a global and sustainable agriculture. Okay? Then, why Latin America? As I explained yesterday also, we have done some projects in Latin America, and particularly in Bolivia, in Cuba, and in Mexico. Okay, transfer technology. So, because of our Spanish conditions, we have a very good connection to find and to develop partnership with Latin America. Another idea, we cannot lead any project. See, any proposal I can make right here is to invite someone else, some cluster, to lead this kind of project, because we don't have enough human infrastructure to lead this kind of project. And why this topic? Because this topic, what you could see in the draft, mentioned underutilized crops, vegetables and fruits. The idea is to develop or to recover this kind of crop, vegetables and fruits that hundreds of years were to be planted in Europe and Latin America, and to recover them, to reuse them in our agricultural and healthy system. So, because one of the projects we were dealing last year, and we tried to keep going this year, is in Bolivia with quinoa. Quinoa, it's a cereal, it's this kind of objective underutilized crops for this country to recover in this country. So, based on these previous contacts, these needs we found from Bolivia, I think it's a good idea, together with some plant clusters like yours, that I can imagine you better know this kind of crops, vegetables and needs. And together with some partners you also may have in Latin America, as we already have in Bolivia, which is called ProIMPA. It's a private foundation which is working with in the Altiplano in Bolivia, and to develop agriculture for people, basically. Okay, so why don't we put together all this idea and to settle a project to internship, to interchange, because mainly, if I'm not wrong, maybe you can correct me because I'm not very used to that. Funding scheme is coordination and support action. The idea is to see what they are doing in Latin America, what we are doing in Europe, and to exchange this knowledge in order to, in the future, use this knowledge to develop this new or this old and renewed crops in Europe and in Latin America. So why we could be interested as a cluster machinery manufacturer in this kind of project? Obviously, because for us represents a new niche market. Okay, so the idea is, as long as new crops are used in the world, new machinery will be needed to seed, to plant, to prepare, to harvest these new crops. So our idea is to be there in order in the future to be the first, if it's possible, to manufacture this machinery. So that is more or less the idea came with me to share with all the participants. But again, unless one of you organization which is much more strong, much more knowledge in this kind of project, wants to lead this kind of project, so we can run with you. Otherwise, don't pretend to follow me in this project. So I am more a follower than a leader in this project. So, anything. Thank you very much.